Hello and welcome back to Captain of Industry. So last time we tried to sort out a little bit of this to some varying success. Cough as soon as I start, wonderful. I think we built another mechanical parts, which is doing okay because mechanical parts are full. Electronics are also full, which is good to see. Maintenance hasn't really hit 100% for a while. We're at about 300, so yeah, it's not too bad. We're making 480 a time, so as long as we stay under like 450-ish, we should be okay for maintenance. It really just depends on everything not kicking into gear at the same time, doesn't it? Ideally. In terms of construction parts, we're doing okay. Vehicle parts too, we're also doing okay, so I might look to upgrade some more of our vehicles whilst we are here. Let's do that first. So what have we got first of all, actually? The iron mine has got... It's got some small trucks and it's got a small excavator still. Let's get the rest of the iron mine upgraded. Where is the small... Oh, there it is, look. You should all be looking for copper, but you're no longer finding copper. Is that what I'm supposed to take from that? Let's have a quick look at our mining designations and put this over there. Yeah, okay, so you're sort of running low of copper to mine. That's fine, because we can do something like this. Just go crazy for it. We may as well add in that as well. And then if we come over here and edit the area, just make sure all of that is encompassed. Make sure the whole iron deposit's encompassed, really. Okay, so that should continue getting us iron, because that's a problem if they stop going for iron. Tell me you've got some iron in your bucket, so that's looking better. So let's get all of those upgraded. So always click the wrong one. So if we go to the upgrade tab, we say a small excavator for an excavator. We are looking at the iron. We're just going to say 1 and start. And then we want pickups to trucks at the iron control tower, not 12, 2. So let's get that mine completely upgraded. So one of the things we were looking at last time, it's still complaining about a low food supply. We don't have a low food supply, it's just we can only hold 12 months in stock, really. Food might be something we look at for a couple of reasons. But one of the things we were looking at last time was just trying to get, I said I did a little bit more expansion of this. I've belted in the, what are they called, the crushers. Got those set up with some input belts ready to go. I've added a height 5 belt, which is going to be for the slag output, just to keep it out of the way as much as possible. But yes, we were looking at this. So iron's going to be relatively cheap, just 360 parts to get going. If we come over here and have a little look-see-doodle, we could fit iron in here. That overlays with the exact one there, which is fine. That looks like it'll fit without too many problems, really. But if we go over here and look at the other ones and overlay with the smelters on this side, you can see that that belt coming into the crushers is in the way of that tile. So I have marked those to be removed. Next thing we need to go is go to the flattenator and just change your area. You are now looking only at this. I want you to get rid of that as quick as possible. We might even give you some more diggers if we think we can spare them. Not sure if we can, but we'll find that out later on. Research is on the way. We just got the next part of the oil processing sort of tier 2 stuff. We've got the cracking unit, we've got naphtha processing. We just need the hydrogen production. Do we really care about the hydrogen production? We might do. That allows us to turn fuel gas into hydrogen. And the hydrogen we can turn into diesel in a cracking unit. So we do sort of care about it. It's going to be a really horrible build. It's one of the things that in the previous season I never really quite nailed. I did say we were sort of leaving this space free for it. That being said, yeah, we'll have to put it like here onwards, just because we don't want to get in the way of this hill area, really. How are our tree harvesters doing? They're getting there. They're getting there. That probably means we have full tree storage. I never see the message pop up for that. You do still have it, don't you? Yes, you do. But I just fail to see it every time. So let's upgrade a few more of those. Let's upgrade a few more of those. Yes. And then can we just unity those to get that done? Unity? Unity? No? Why can't I Unity? Oh, I think you have Unity, you just don't have the immediate thing. It might be because I'm on a slower speed and I am impatient. We also have this to rebuild with the tier 2 concrete bits. That blueprint is down there. That's ready to go. We also have recycling to do, but I don't know if it's worth waiting for the recycling until we have this up and running. This is the other problem. Right now, we couldn't fit this in here. It does not go. Nil comprende. So the iron mine is, the iron smelters are probably going to have to go here. I do want to plan more room into this. So if the iron smelters go there, how many steel ones do we need? It's 4, isn't it? So they're going to have to go like here-ish. And then the copper like over here. Just to spread it all out. I don't mind if we just have a long belt connecting up to the copper inputs over here. That's fine. But yeah, I want to spread it out, give us more room so we can expand if needed. And I do really want to get this in, because if we can get that in, and the 2 iron ones here done at the very least, we can then at least start belting in as much as possible, because what tier belts do we have at the moment? We have tier 2 belts which do 200. And these mixers take 32, so 30, 60, 90... So, could you even do 6? No, you couldn't really do 6, could you? Because that would be like 102 or 104 or something. So you could do 5, so that's a pain. Yeah. But anyway, if we can get the majority of it belted in, even if there is still 1 or 2 trucks jumping around, that'll just save so many problems. The other thing we haven't done is we haven't actually plugged in the oxygen yet to these, or got the nitrogen going somewhere, but that should be able to fit over there if we need to. Yeah, that's fine. It's not a finished blueprint, it's just the plan. So yeah, that oil's upcoming. Something somebody said in the comments, what was your name? Let me just click onto the right page. Stanislav. If you want the turbines to stop if electricity is not needed, there is the auto balance option. So I didn't mention this in a previous video because I don't know what this does exactly. It'll automatically pause when the shaft is near fully charged to prevent wasting input. So do I just put that on all of them? I guess so. I guess so. I guess that'll save us some steam. When the shaft is nearly fully charged. So what does it mean by fully charged? Does it mean this one here? I guess so. I don't really know. But we'll put them on. Maybe that's better. Maybe that's worse. I don't really know. And diesel is looking okay at the moment. We do just have a truck. What did you even bring over here? I mean, not this, because you've got no output to the waste water anymore, do you? Oh, you do. Maybe you brought over coal. Let's get rid of that. You should no longer be using coal. I just want you using the sulfur. We have plenty. You're not going to run out anytime soon. And which means we can just get rid of this pipe. That is no longer necessary. That's fine. Unity that. Thank you very much. Okay then. And once we've rebuilt our oil, we can look at getting these plugged in as well, because we should have more steam coming in. But anyway, it's all stuff for the future. So today, we've got these ones going and digging out this. It's a lot of material. It is a lot of material they have to get rid of. I don't know how like the rock slides and stuff work in this game. I don't know whether it's going to be a concern, but I'm just going to assume it's not. Quite honestly, I'm just going to assume it's not. So you've got one more truck to go, which is using up our rubber and stuff. Vehicle parts are almost full again. I'm just going to let that just top out before we do anything. So just want to make sure we're not at risk of ruining our electronic our maintenance again. So then it comes down to food. So I've seen a couple of things to do with food. One is run everything on one belt and use sorters, which makes a lot of sense really, doesn't it? We don't need a dedicated belt for this. We could just have multiple things growing in the same farms and we could just use belts to sort it out. So one query is, if we have potatoes and we have vegetables, that's 5.4 and 5.6, which is 11 altogether. If we added, let's say that to that, that goes down quite a lot. we're only getting 9. Yeah, so that probably isn't actually helpful in terms of the fertilization of the fields. That was something I was wondering. And the only flat thing we can make it really is vegetables. So if we did this one here and we said this is going to be corn and wheat, 4.2, 3.7. This one is 3.8, 3.9. Okay, so it's not much different, is it? 4.5, 1.5. If we change that to vegetables, 4.3, 1.6. Yeah, it's all much of a muchness. They all add fertilization, apart from the saplings. And they're all around 10. I mean, yeah, one of them's 12, but they're all around 10. Fluid storage has low diesel. We have no place to dump products. Is that you just lying to me again? Because, yep, no, you're just lying to me again. Because I just watched them do it. You're lying. Truck is struggling to find a destination it can reach. That's just those lying again. Diesel, you say, is empty. It is, but we have plenty of oil. We might be at a point now we're getting a lot of bigger trucks in that these do have a full thing of diesel in as well. But we might be getting to a point where we're just not making enough diesel to really keep on top of all of our trucks. We could be there. That's why it's sort of important to get this finished and get all of that planned out. But anyway. So if we think about this. So if we put this on this belt, it'd have to go up here really, wouldn't it? I keep pressing the wrong button. It'd have to go there, because you're obviously not going to do it on a flat area, are you? So it'd have to do it like there. And then how do they work again? If I say you are filtering out wheat, the wheat comes out the side, I think. Or sort of blocked you to full output. You are full of rock. We could... Is that because you're just digging up more rock? You should be going for copper. Copper. I'm pretty sure you have copper you can get. That's fine. What we'll do as a short-term solution is we'll just upgrade that belt and we'll unity that. I mean, there is another sorter here you could use. That is also an option. You're just using that one because it's closer. But that's fine. You know, it is what it is. They're going to get rid of the rock. They're going to dump it over there. That's fine. So do we want to have a bit of a play around with this? Because the other thing we would want to grow is if we grab... If we grab one which isn't a working farm. Oh, yep, it's already there. The soybeans. If we go to the soy... Oh, I can't right-click it there to get to the things. Okay. So where's it going to be? It's going to be the food processor. So there's its own dedicated building at a moment. That is the only thing there, and that uses water, sulfur, limestone, which seems terrible to me, and soybeans to make tofu and animal feed. The animal feed goes into here to make compost at the moment because we have no need for it. The compost goes into here to make fertilizer. We have got barely any fertilizer. It's not worth plugging it in at the moment. So if we were going to do this, we would put this one about here, I guess. We would take our water pipe up to here. No, we're going to knock that. I doubt very much any of this is even close to permanent. We're just going to bring that up one before we plug it in. We also need sulfur and tofu, so we're going to need a... sulfur and limestone, sorry. We're going to need... Let's get rid of the balancer for the minute. We're going to need... 1, 2... You are going to be sulfur. Hello, sulfur. Sulfur, there you are. I need to keep you just a little bit full. And you are going to be limestone. We need to keep you just a little bit full. You would go into there. You would go into there. So And then we just need the actual soybeans in, of course. So if we were going to do this, what would we do? We would say, get rid of that and that. And then we would put a U-shaped sorter in there. Which it won't let me put it there, because it says it's colliding with that flat conveyor. Is this going to cause us massive problems? Can I do it here? I don't think it's going to let me build this anywhere. It's not. That's a pain in the behind. If we just like take a copy of that a second, and we get rid of that, and we extend this whatever height you're at, like that. U-shaped sorter. Oh, now I can build it there. That's interesting. So it will let me put it there. So maybe I just like delete U to U. In fact, I probably want to go up another one. And go U to U. Then I can put you in there. I can put you there. I can't get to these bits. There we go. If we just unity. Oh, hold on. Okay, no, that's fine. Unity U. Thank you. So that's probably about as close as we're going to be able to make it. That's probably fine. So if we said we wanted wheat out, I'm pretty sure the product you say to filter comes out of the side. So if we did that, we would plug this into here, like that. I just want to wait for some potatoes to come out of here. Here they come. Excellent time in potatoes, because I want to make sure they get onto this belt and pass through the filter. And then I'll delete that belt and I'll just plug it back in the way it was, so it's just a bit neater up there. Also just saves us a little bit of belt maintenance as well, and that's only going to be a problem if the potatoes fill up. The potatoes are not filling up at the moment, so that shouldn't be a problem. And we can always look at taking the excess potatoes and turning them into stuff using, is it this? No, is it the mixer? No, where do we do the excess potatoes and stuff? In the mixer, but we don't have that recipe yet. But if we get a better recipe, we could always turn it into fuel gas and compost. We could either burn the fuel gas off or we could send it up to a boiler. So I guess that's not a massive problem. The potatoes must have passed through. Okay, let's do that. Now this is going to... Hold on a second. No, wait. Cancel. This is going to be a problem because the wheat has backed up. Unless we are producing enough bread. So we could take the excess wheat. Could we? Where's wheat? We could take the excess wheat and just convert it into animal feed or fuel gas and compost. If we turn it into animal feed, it's 96 animal feed. That can go into there to make more fertilizer. What can we do with excess fertilizer? We can dump it in the ocean. Don't overly like that. Don't overly like that. We do have nitrogen. Or ammonia, sorry, which we're currently just flaring off, aren't we? That comes out of one of these. Yeah, it's the sour water stripper. That produces a little bit of ammonia. No place to dump products. I'm sure you're actually doing fine and you're just lying to me. So we should be working on the flat bit over here now. Oh, we are. Oh, we are. We are absolutely flying through that. We need to decide where we're going to start dumping products next. I don't know. One thing at a time. Yeah, so what to do with the excess wheat? I feel like if we turn it into... We could just have both going, couldn't we? So it's the anaerobic digester, wasn't it? Because we do have... I feel like we need to replan all of this. I feel like we need to replan all of this. So we have wheat coming in here. We need to get rid of that belt, which is fine. We've got space for that. We need to put in a loose balancer, which is going to go there. That's going to go there. Wait, what? No. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. You're going to be the priority out. We're going to have some form of input. I'm going to flip you over. You're going to have some form of input. So we're going to have, I'm going to get rid of this pipe because we don't actually need that for this one. So we're going to have wheat coming in. The wheat is going to be priority sent to this to make flour, which is excellent. If we have excess wheat, it will come out of here. Do we want to make fuel gas first or compost? I imagine fuel gas. If we leave space, I suppose if we needed another one, it could go on... No, if we leave space for at least one more. And then we're going to have this. So this is going to come over here. Actually, we're going to have another one of these, which is going to go here. You are going to not be connected to anything because you have two different inputs. So just use the one that's slightly further away. So you're going to go into there. You are going to be the priority output. So you're going to go into there. You're going to make fuel gas. Can we get that back there if we needed to? Yes. Okay, excellent. And you're going to make compost. The compost we're going to send to here at some point. No, I want you to go this way. And then you may as well plug directly into that belt. No, let's not. Let's give you your own input. So you're going to make fuel gas and you're going to make compost. That's going to go down here. This turns the animal feed into compost. The compost at the moment is going straight into this to make the fertilizer. Do we want to do anything else with the compost? We can dump it, we can make fertilizer, we can make dirt. So no, we just want to make fertilizer with it. Okie dokie. If we have excess wheat again, we have another mixer. We're going to need another one of these at any point. Don't know, maybe. Let's plan for it. If we need more excess wheat, we can come over here and we can say turn wheat into animal feed. So that is going to come here. Nope, we're going to take it off this one. That's going to come there and come there. The animal feed needs to come over here. It is starting to get quite messy, but that actually fits in okay. That's not the worst route it could take in the world. I mean, it'll do, right? It'll do. All of this looks like it could be squeezed up quite a lot. This is never going to output anything other than... So let's look at doing a little bit of tidying here. Fluid storage. Fluid storage. Just squeeze it up a little bit. We might be able to move that up a little bit, but then it might mess with a lot of these belts. I'm just going to leave that like that. If we needed more flour, these only output 16, so that extra flour could quite easily get plugged into there. The animal feed is another issue for another day, but we don't need that yet. We don't need that yet. Because we don't need another one making bread because we've got more than enough bread. So it looks something like that. This would need to go into some sort of storage, which I think I would want to go up there. Well, that's a good point. Let's get rid of that for a minute. I didn't want to cut that. I wanted to copy that, put that in there, and then I wanted to take this up there and get rid of that bit. Okay. Yeah, I don't really want any of that quite yet, unfortunately. So let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Let's just quick remove that. It's fine. Get rid of that pipe. Okay, and we need water in there, and we need water in there, but we already have that planned out. So I think that makes sense. And that will end up giving us the fuel gas. And if we're going to have fuel gas, we may as well get this built with fuel gas. In fact, just keep that as full as you can if you have fuel gas. That's going to come into here. It's going to burn the fuel gas. And then what is this set to? Those are both priority ins. You output 48 steam. So if we take this, plug it into there, and then upgrade that pipe, then you can take the steam from both of those if you need. That's plugged into there. Let's get that built. So we have somewhere to put fuel gas, and then it is an additional source of fuel. I mean, really, ideally, we'd want to have like... I mean, we've got so much light and heavy that we're just burning it at the moment. Really need to start thinking about that next tier of oil production, but we'll work on that. So I think what we're going to do here is I'm just going to do something quite horrendous, and I'm just going to delete all of that. Did not enjoy that, but it needs to happen. We're then going to take this, put this in here. Bearing in mind that we are also going to have to fit in tofu, but then I suppose we'll just belt the tofu down to like the next stage. So the one thing that we messed up there was the water. So you can just plug into... Fine. You can plug into there. You can plug into there. And then if we just unity all of that, we just need to get the wheat into here. So if we get rid of a couple more of those. Game is paused, which is why nothing's happening. Hello. There. Unity that. There we go. Now we just need some fluid storage for the fuel gas, which I'm just going to put here because it shouldn't get in the way of too much. Pop that there, move it down there. Unity that. Unity that. Excellent. Can trucks get there? I think so. They should be able to get behind there, or if not, they can come all the way around here, but that's fine. Let's get rid of all of that. So if we start producing enough fertilizer, hold on. Right, so that's why because you're full? Yeah, because you're just taking too long to do it, so it's going straight into here to make more animal feed, which is going to go here to make compost. Let's see if we can then use up all the wheat we're producing. If we are, maybe we'll grow some more. Maybe we'll look at growing some tofu. We do probably, I guess, if we're being funny about it, want to get our bread reconnected. Which we'll do there. That definitely could cause issues for our trucks, however. What are you doing? Why are you bringing water here? Don't do that. You don't need to do that. But I do want to borrow you because I want to look at your path in. Yeah, they can get in at the back there. They can get under there. They may not be able to get underneath those, but they can get in the side there. So that's all that really matters. Trucks can get there. I mean, they might have to drive quite a way around to get there if we need to, but that's fine. So we shouldn't see... And the only reason they would be trying to manually take water there is if we're not getting water in there. We should be having 200 water coming in from here and another 60 water coming from here. We are trying to send 200 water up there, but that pipe's full. High supply of sulfur, that's fine. Did you just fill that up with water? Are you taking it from over here? No. Where did you just bring that water from? I don't like that. I'll see if anyone comes to do that again. But why... Why are we not getting water in these pipes? Do we have water in here? A little bit. But the water isn't coming to here. There's a little bit of water there. There's a little bit of water there. There is nil water there. Because it says you're not connected. Do you know why it says you're not connected? It's because you are not connected. That would explain that. That should get you moving. Right. That's animal feed. That's going into there. That's working flat out. We have used up all of the wheat. Now it remains to be seen if our bread stocks keep high. So one thing I did want to have a little test of was if we take a feed off of this and bring this over here and plug that in there, will bread go through that connector and into here? Currently we have no bread in here. We have a full belt of vegetables though. So I just want to see if this will also allow us to bring bread into here. If so, that will increase this. It means we could also belt vegetables down here in some horrendous manner. Let's find out. It does not. Why doesn't that one think we got any bread? Because bread's not set as an input. So we've had that bread all that time and it wasn't set as an input. And yeah, you can only set 2 inputs. Yeah, so that's not going to work. That's fine. I didn't think it would, but I couldn't think of a reason why it wouldn't. Yeah, you can only set 2 inputs. That's okay. But we didn't have bread set down here. That's why everything was complaining about food, even though we had loads of bread. That's why our bread wasn't going down. All this might be completely unnecessary. I just thought we had loads of wheat. Trucks can't get to here. You come here. Yeah, oh, you can't. You can't get past these. What is the way? This, isn't it? You can use a little bit of Unity to clear up debris. And now trucks can get there. Again, it's a fairly horrible method, but trucks can get there. Could not store all the vegetables after harvest. That's fine. So we are now getting rid of all of the bread. I think we probably will need another wheat farm. It's what we do with it, though. Do we do wheat and potato farm? Maybe we'll do a wheat and potato farm. If we do wheat and potatoes, that's 4.2, 4.2, 3.8, 3.9, 5.4, 5.6. That's not bad. So that'd give us more potatoes, more wheat, because we are absolutely caning through that bread now, and that does actually give us a little boost to unity as well. Okay, I'm going to... Oh, we have no housing left. That's a problem. I'm going to unity a house. Is our beacon unpaused? No, our beacon is paused. We just have so many workers. I'm going to unity this farm. It should be... Ah, hold on. I said we're going to do potatoes and we're going to do wheat. Ah, yes, because that's just going to use the existing belt, isn't it? So I know we're not using that at the moment. We're going to build that. We're going to take this and we're going to plug it into here. We're going to unity that. That will work as long as we don't fill up on potatoes and or corn. Wheat, even. Darn it. And we'll see how that goes. So we might want to take this one off of vegetables. If vegetables continue stocking up, which they are. So those two are wheat, and that one is also vegetables. But that one has a direct feed. So if we made that one potatoes or anything else, it would get stuck here. We'd have to actually add it to that belt. Well, let's see how it goes. The vegetables I'm most concerned with. I might make this one wheat as well for now. At least we have a way of dealing with excess wheat. So if we make that potatoes and wheat as well, that's one less making vegetables. It's just a bit of an act trying to figure out how much of everything they need. What I do know is they have taken all of that bread and they have destroyed it. So we definitely need more bread. The problem we have here is that feeds the wheat in there, fills up with wheat because it's producing, so excess wheat gets sent over there. We don't want that. We don't want that. Because although it's technically filled with wheat, it is going to be sending more wheat that away. So I think what we want is we want some loose storage. Connected to there, that becomes the priority out. That gets deleted. And then, come on. Oh, you are too close. That is fine. Can you not go just down past that in a nice way? No, you cannot. I didn't really want to have to move the balancer, but I think I have to move the balancer. Let's unpause that belt. We may as well let that little bit go. If we take that off, get rid of that. Just delete that as well. Copy that. Move that back a little bit. So it'll hopefully be more effective. That can go into there. That can go into there. This one we will delete. We will unity both of those. This is now going to plug into there. That is going to plug into there. That is the priority out. We will then attempt to fill that storage before we send anything down there, which will give us excess wheat. It might take us a little bit of time to do that. I'm fine with that, though. Okay, so that's then going into there. That's perfect. And that came off of that as well, so we know that is working. Excellent. We then should also have more potatoes from that extra farm. 2 extra farms, in fact. Okay, let's see how that goes. You're complaining that you're blocked, but you don't produce any liquid output. You do not have enough input to make more compost. That's fine. We do have a little bit of fertilizer coming in now. So we might have to think about doing that. Is there a way that I could copy just the fertilizer pipes? If we bring those over here... No, because we did that, didn't we? Okay, so if we bring that to there... That is connected to nothing. Get rid of it. We need a little pipe going from there. Too close to another pipe connector. That's fine because it's just all in the wrong place. You know what? It's just fine. Just get rid of that. Get rid of that. Serving literally no purpose. Copy the small pipe. You go from there. I would like you to go on the other side. Can you go on the other side? I feel like you can. How close were the other pipes? Oh, we did leave. Yeah, there was an extra space between them. Okay. So if we put you about there, then copy that, then take you to there, you to there. Are we likely to fit more farms on that side? It does not seem very likely. You are going to come to, I don't know, to here? I don't know if you can fit underneath, can you? So I think that's at height 4. Well, we may have created ourselves a problem here. We can, however, do that. Now, I don't think we have enough fertilizer to really worry about. I'm just trying to get this planned in. Just take this back a little bit. Don't know why you went down for that entire bit. That feels unnecessary. There we go. And at some point that's going to have to flip around. If we get rid of that. It's because it's going the wrong way. If we just that there, flip that around, put that into there, that's fine, get rid of that, that's gonna have to stay there because it's going in different directions, it's confused everything massively, but that's fine. Okay, so we've got that pipe there ready for the fertilizer. So then if we took, now we do, I just don't want it to fill up because if it fills up then we're in trouble again, aren't we? So if we take this up to height 5, bring it straight over here. Plug that into there. You will then need to be flipped all the way along there. Where did you stop being flipped? You are not connected. Is that you're not connected because of that? Yeah, that's fine. So you go that way, you go that way, you go that way. Everything is hunky-dory. Oh, that's just where the connector boxes are. Okay, so we've actually got a little bit of potato in stock. We've got a little bit of bread in stock as well, which is excellent. Let's just get this built. I don't think we need 200 pipe 2s, but that is what we've got. And it should see us sorted for the future. I think that should be all of those pipes built. Yes, excellent. So you are still complaining you can't use all the vegetables. We might even have to think about getting another one of these off of potatoes, which would mean, it's getting complicated now, having another one around here to take the wheat off and then bringing that somehow underneath all this. It's going to get so messy. It's going to get so messy, but I feel that we're in a better position now. We've got 3 wheat growing fields. We've got more potatoes coming in. Doesn't look like vegetables are about to run out anytime soon. They are still backed up on both of the belts all the way. Not quite all the way on that one, but there are only, well, so there's only 2 farms there, but there's only 2 farms there. So we'll see how that goes. More potatoes coming in. We're actually using the bread now. We've got a little bit of a boost to unity. That's fine. And any excess stuff we don't use, which it doesn't look like it's going to happen at the moment, but we'll see how that goes over time. If the bread fills up and that starts backing up, yeah, okay, cool. We're doing okay for concrete blocks. We're doing okay for concrete blocks. Let's do the next horrendous thing. We are full of construction parts. Let's get rid... Let's press the wrong button. Maybe the lightning scared me. Let's get rid of all that. And let's unity all of that. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get rid of those. That might not be a problem. It might be a problem. It might be a problem. If we want to bring this into here, it is totally a problem. In fact, we need to get rid of that storage as well. So let's do it. Let's do it. We've got lots of blocks over there. What's the worst that could happen? Quick remove. Quick remove. Quick remove. Quick remove. And then we'll delete that part of the belt. We'll leave that bit of pipe there now. That's fine. Unity, unity, unity. Get rid of it all. And then if we wanted to make this then. So this, if we're looking at the squares, that leaves a gap of about 3 at the top and 4 at the bottom, which seems fine. Might shift that over a little bit just to minimize belt length and everything. 3 at the top, 4 at the bottom. I think that's 5 at the bottom now, is it? 1, 2, 3. No, I think it's about 4. Okay. Let's put it there. Let's put it there. Let's take this one back to about there. Let's get rid of that. Let's connect that to that. Let's connect that to that. I mean, I would like it to become at this end and go that way. It should go up sooner. That's fine. Okay, and then are these all ports for a reason? I can't remember. Well, I think we're going to want at least 2 of those. We're going to want that, we're going to want that belt, we're going to want that pipe. We're going to want that pipe. We're going to want all of that. Not necessarily that, but we've got that now. We're going to want that, we're going to want that, we're going to want that. Not necessarily that. We're going to want that, we're going to want that. We're going to want that. Just looking at the ones which are unpaused, in case I did that for some sort of actual reasoning. So I think that's all of that. We want that. We want that. We want that. That. No, not necessarily that. That's fine. That. That. And then just all of that. And if we've got enough bits, just get the rest of it built, I guess. Yeah, we've got the bits, just get the rest of it built. How much water do these use? 12, 48, that's fine. Can't reach that, but you shouldn't have to, so don't try. So if we were running 2 of these, which is equivalent to what we were building before, that would need 3 cement, which is 1 of those. No, 2 of those, so that's fine. Rotary kiln needs a transport to exhaust. Is that not what you have there? I feel like that's what you have. Oh no, it's you, isn't it? How much exhaust do you make? Not a lot. Ugh. Fine. Don't need that. Has no destinations available to be mined. Oh, we've got rid of that whole other bit. Oh, that is so nice. That is so nice. It doesn't look... It looks like you've left a ridge of rubble down there, however. What is that about? How did that happen? Get rid of it. I don't understand why you think that would be acceptable. So that should leave us enough space now to start maybe thinking about doing that next time. So what we're looking at. So they need 6 manufactured sand. That makes 8 manufactured sand. So we do actually need 2 of those going. And we need 18 crushed slag. You do 24, so we do need 2 of those going. Okay. So that's enough to make the same amount of concrete we were making previously. We do now have the option, though, to double our concrete block production, which we might... What did you just do? What did you just do? Did you just pick up concrete blocks and then put them straight there? And if you did that, why did you do that? I can see why you did that. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Because we have no connectors on any of these bits. There we go. Now you don't need to do that anymore. That would be very silly. Everything else I assume is fine because we've got concrete on all of those belts. We've got coal on all of those belts. We've got manufactured sand, or in fact just sand, because we're telling it to use sand as the priority. Don't do that. Use manufactured sand as the priority. Sand is just there just in case. In fact, we didn't really need to build that. We sort of built it by accident, but that's fine. Whatever's. All the belts are full. Everything looks like it's working. Excellent. So that's done as well. Woo! Low supply of diesel is kicking off again. Now, obviously, we do have diesel stores everywhere, which are not looking all that low. Iron is looking okay. Where's my coal? Coal is looking okay. Copper's looking okay. Yeah, all of this is currently looking okay. Can't do much about that. I think we still have the sour water pipe on. We do. It's not even on a balancer. It just sends half of the sour water out to the sea each time. That's fine, is what it is. Let's cut this. Pop this down here. Let's get rid of that. Because we have to think next time. We can now get rid of that because we've done that. We have to think next time about doing oil. I think oil as a priority. The other thing I would like to do, if we can maybe spin up the rest of these bits as well, is think about starting to actually get some concrete bits down, get some surfaces down. I'm assuming they all cost the same. They do. No, that costs steel? Oh, that costs iron. I'm not using iron and steel. I just want to use concrete. I don't really know what the surfaces look like because I've never used them. So let's just pop down a little tile of 9 of each of them, just so I can see them, so I can decide what I might want to use around. I feel like you built that in a weird order. Can't tell if they look different. That should, yeah, that's the stone. That's stone, that's the other stone. That's cobblestone. That's red brick, and we should get concrete over there. Let's just let them do that. I'm just interested to see what it looks like. Just interested to see. We have now finished mining off that area, so the flattenator can now be moved to carry on with what it was doing, which is something like that. We may as well get you to go. Don't need to encroach on any of the copper, but we may as well get you to go to like there. And then after that, the rest of this area, because there is still quite a chunk of hill there for you to remove. Let's get rid of that because it annoys me when I leave them behind. How is this going? I love that when you put stuff down, it's like, oh, actually, if you dig down enough, you're going to get a little bit of sand and a little bit of titanium. But you've got to dig for it. Look how deep that is. But this is looking great. I cannot wait till that's finished. Not that we need anything over here. I just think it's going to be great to have a bridge to an island. Never had that before. It sounds amazing. So... oh, we actually finally ran out of limestone to mine in that tiny little area. Yes, we have. Let's just bring this up a second. There's limestone everywhere. Just go crazy. You do whatever you need to do. How are vehicle parts looking? Absolutely hunky-dory is the answer to that. So the iron has got just those and those. That's great. Coal has got lots of little trucks and lots of small excavators actually. So let's do some of those. So up here in the copper control tower, want to do this to this. You've got 4 of them, so let's just say do 4. And then we want to do small excavator to excavator. You've got 0 of those. Game, why? Oh, because I'm looking at copper. That's fine. Do those trucks. You already got big excavators, have you? Yes. Well, let's just do those, and then we'll let it all catch up again. Because again, don't want to overriding the maintenance. Of course, the bigger trucks take more fuel, but are they more economical in terms of fuel usage of 1.1, fuel usage of 0.4? So no, they're not really more economical, are they? Not at all. We do, however, have 1.7 unity now, which is lovely to see. So let's put on the reduction of vehicle fuel consumption. Let's keep that down. We do need to think about getting rid of that pretty... oh, hold on. Well, first of all, we've got no research. So let's get some research down before I get myself all excited about nothing. We've got the ship bridge 2, which I think allows us to send our ships somewhere else, which is nice because we need to be able to do that. Bigger storage, bigger pipes are probably going to be useful for the oil side of stuff. Don't know if I really care about the fermentation or the chicken farm quite yet. The thermal desalination, yes. Electrolysis, probably. Mixer 2, it's just a better mixer, could be useful. A gas rotary kiln uses fuel gas or hydrogen. And if we use the hydrogen, which we might be making soon, it'll make 6 cement. That sounds quite useful, actually. Let's get that going. The arc furnace is an upgrade to make, it takes in graphite. Where do we even get graphite from? Where cometh thou graphite? A chemical plant takes in coal and chlorine, or a lot of CO2 to make graphite. And that's the one you want, because you don't want it doing its double power thing. Okay, well, graphite isn't a thing we have at the moment. Well, that's how you make graphite to start with. Okay, well, I'm not too worried. But the wastewater treatment, yes. The incinerator plant? Maybe. Just start burning our trash? I don't know. That's a few things for it to be getting on with. So let's let it do that. So does that mean we now have... the squares. We do have the squares. They take construction parts 1 and concrete blocks. That one takes double the amount, pretty much. Just trying to get an idea of what they look like. And I do like the one with the column. And we do have lots of construction parts, right? Sort of. Sort of. Not actually enough to... could upgrade that box. Maybe we should start thinking about upgrading these boxes. It's probably not a bad idea, is it? Let's do it. So we are going to need more and more construction parts, I feel. If we do that, that puts that at 200 now. So at the moment, everything is going straight back into that. That's fine. I do like that one. I like that it's got a big tower in the middle. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Unity? And take your time. It takes a long time to build these. And then we need to Unity another one of those, which we don't have the parts for now because we just spent them all on this. And then we need to delete this one. We don't want that anymore. We want to put one of these in there. And then we do need to think about, because obviously we haven't got enough space to expand in that direction. But if we can get, I mean, the wood storage is a pain. In fact, wood, how is wood doing? Absolutely filled to the gills. Let's mark another few of those to upgrade. We have it. So that brings in a 1 unity bonus to adjacent housing. But I don't think our unity went up. So I don't really know how that works. I thought we were going to suddenly get like a whole massive bump of unity, but we didn't. Okay, I mean, it's going to help them somewhat, isn't it? They're going to be somewhat happy with that situation. Let's build that one. Let's delete that one. I mean, the other thing we could do is we'd also think about upgrading this housing, because we're still in these shanty towns, essentially. Maybe we should think about upgrading the housing. I do want to build another one of these here. I don't know if that's silly, but I'm going to. And that will then give us the full bonus. And then we'll have to think about what we're going to do about expanding this outwards at some point. Can't expand out there because that's in the way, so we can only really expand there. This is an option, but we're currently going to be filling that in with food processing, unless we move the food processing up here. But this is kind of like my dumping ground, and if we've got farms go into like there, that only leaves us like this sort of space because we don't want to interfere with that. In which case we want to expand out in this direction, which we can't do at the moment. But that would mean coming up to about here, which would mean getting rid of lots of those, which isn't, the end of the world, but it's going to have to happen. Struggling to find a destination it can reach, you'll be fine. No available place to dump products. Yes, that absolutely is. You're still lying to me. Okay, well, I think that's a good... Let's get rid of this before I forget about it. I think that is a good place to stop. Bread has filled up. Vegetables are full. Potatoes are full. Everything is full. That is not the end of the world. We are going to want to start thinking, which is going to be a pain, because we'd have to bring that in like here to a balancer, and then over here, or a balancer here and plugs in there. We are going to have to start thinking about what to do with the overflow of this stuff, because the wheat is almost full as well. So we are about to back up with wheat. We are backing up with potatoes. Because we are backing up with potatoes, we have extra on that line, and the vegetables are backed up as well. So I think that was in the anaerobic digester. No, that's the mixer. That's not in that one. In the anaerobic digester, we will have to do this. We will have to have wheat, we will have to have vegetables, we will have to have potatoes. We will turn them all into fuel gas. Maybe we only need one. If we move that out of the way, we might be able to get away with one with all the recipes on. Do we need one for each of them? I don't think so. So if we get a balancer in here, and a balancer in here, bring this in here, this one in here, output there, and then take this over here. Obviously have to raise it up just for in case there are trucks can't get past that anyway, can they? So it makes absolutely no difference. Bring that in there. We don't need to move that, which is brilliant. This one would have to come... No, it doesn't like that. I want you to go into there. If I say make a flat conveyor, and then come... You're going to have to go a slightly different route, aren't you? But somewhere like that. So we want this one going into here. This one going into there. Obviously that's the wrong type of thing. And then we want this. We don't want that going there, do we? No, we don't want that going straight into there. Do we? We could just plug the storage in, couldn't we? Suppose we could do that. If we do that and then just connect the storage to there. Like that. Make that the priority out. Just think about how that would work. So potatoes come in here, this is empty. The potatoes come through here. This is the priority out, so it sends potatoes there. But when this is full, this just starts immediately sending out. So no, we want it going into the storage, not coming out of the storage. So we are want one of these coming from, I would say, here, coming down here. Okay, we are going to want to go one tile. Come on, you almost had it. You're going to come down here, plug into here. You're going to go up there, plug into there, get rid of that, get rid of that. It's going to be something like that. And then, hello. And then you're the priority out. So now it comes in here, goes into this box until it's filled, and then it starts going down there. And then we need to do a very similar thing over this side, where we would have from here, you would come into there. You would go into there. No, you wouldn't. I'm a liar. You would go into there. And you need to connect to that. That's horrible. That's better. So we could go there, there, get rid of that. And then that's the priority out. That would work, wouldn't it? That would work. That says, that's just because it's blocking it, and then we would just tell you to do, I wasn't going to do all this, but I've done it now, to also do corn and to do excess potatoes. And then we want to get rid of that and that. Unity those. You're going to connect into there. And then we just unity all of that and that. And that should be it. So vegetables come down here, they go into the balancer, they go out of this bit, they try to go into that storage. Oh, I can't, the storage is full. Oh, it's not full yet. When the storage is full, it'll send them that way. Same with the potatoes, it'll send them that way. They'll go into the anaerobic digester, which will create more animal feed, which will go down here. Oh no, it creates compost and fuel gas. Fuel gas goes there. You need to be keeping this empty. I'm going to say down to like there. The compost goes into here. You are filled with compost, or not enough compost, that means. And you will make fertilizer. And if you're making more fertilizer, that fertilizer will for now go and just fertilize the fields. I guess it just works on its own. I don't really know. Like I have a target fertility thing here, but do I have to set that? Or does it just fertilize on its own? I don't know. If you know, let me know down in the comments. So look at this, potatoes filled up. So the balancer has sent them this way into the anaerobic digester, which is still using all the corn it's got stored up. Even though there's no corn there at the moment. We might need to get another one of these sooner rather than later, you know. Because it's still doing corn. And we still have so many potatoes that it's now backing up that line as well. If it backs up that line, we can't get the corn out. Yeah, I don't like this idea of sharing the lines. But this one does potatoes and corn, so that one doesn't have a lot of choice in the matter. How do you still have corn? How much corn do you have stored? I think we need more anaerobic digesters. Still doing corn. No, there's more corn coming in. Okay. Collision with pillar. With pillar. That's fine. That's a problem for Future Man. So Future Man's is going to look at that and he's going to say, oh, I remember we were going to build another anaerobic digester because this is clearly not working fast enough. And this is only basically keeping up with the corn because, well, the corn's not full saying that. So once this finishes, because it can store 56, but it only does 14. Still doing corn. Stop doing corn. Do something else. We need to use up some of those potatoes. We might make one and just give it potatoes and just take a feed off of that. Because potatoes we know are filling up drastically. But yes. Yeah, and it's filled with... Wait, did you just bring... Like, how did that get more corn when there is no more corn? How did that happen? You're taking the fuel gas. You've picked up vegetables to bring here? No, you're going to deliver vegetables there by hand. Even though the vegetables are definitely belted in via that balancer. Where did you even get those vegetables? Is a very good question. You just picked up vegetables. You're taking them to the vegetable store. That's fine. What else do we have in here? Lots more vegetables is the answer to that. In fact, we've got lots of stuff in there. Just lots of trash, really. Also, just lab equipment. There is stuff there we could do with getting out. What did you just take there? Potatoes. Because I left potatoes as a input there. You got yourself stuck. You go away. Do I want potatoes there as an input? I don't think I do. I'm going to take them off. Because it's just going to lead to trucks doing stupid things. You're going there. What did you just do? I don't trust you. I don't trust any of you. You're all doing ridiculous things. Anyway. Still burning corn, wheat. Where are you getting the wheat from? I do not understand. It's just constant. Right, I'm going to finish up there. So next time we're going to build another anaerobic digester just to do potatoes, because clearly you have too many potatoes. Maybe we'll think about turning one of these farms off. Maybe the potato and the wheat one. Maybe we don't need that much potato and wheat at the moment. And if this can't keep up with turning it into fuel gas, then what's the point, really? It is starting to do other stuff. I'm going to make potatoes a higher priority than vegetables, though. I do still want the wheat to be the higher priority, because that does all of this as well. And I don't want that. I suppose if it backs up, it's not the end of the world. It is, because it messes with this. So yeah, it's fine. And if we just pop up here a second, we have a little bit of fuel gas in store, which is awesome. Sweet. So next time, we will maybe look at putting in that other anaerobic digester. It is unable to store all the vegetables after harvest. Why? Because you are not. Because that belt now, for some... How long has that belt been facing the wrong way? Don't know. Don't know. So that could have been trying to make vegetables for like 15 years. and just not being able to even get them out. But it's done now. Now it is sending vegetables in. This, I was going to say that's clearing. It is absolutely not. This one is clearing. We're going to start getting more vegetables over there. That's going to mess everything up. We are starting to do potatoes, which is clearing this line a little bit, but we all know it's going to get backed up very, very soon. Okay then. Research is going good. We have stuff to do. Yeah, so we'll look at doing the anaerobic digester. We will maybe think about this, but this is terrifying. We could potentially just do the iron side. Why do we have no concrete blocks? Waiting for products. Waiting for water. 12, 24. 30 is probably more than 60, right? 6, 12, 24, 48. Yeah, okay. We need to upgrade this pipe. That one's already 200. Oh, because it's trying to do all the farms. Wait, where does the water feed come? Oh, it comes from there. Yeah, it's trying to do all the farms and everything off of 160 pipe. That's fine. That's upgraded. We should now see more water coming in over here. That might take a little while, of course, but that should solve that problem. Then we should start seeing water. No, because that pipe's going the wrong way. So the only 2 concrete producers we've had this entire time have not been producing concrete. And we're still not seeing any water in here. Why not? Honestly, I swear, these tiny little things are the absolute death in this game. Like, it would destroy your game in moments. So we're now getting water down there. We should be starting to see water in this pipe. Water should be coming into here. We're now waiting for manufactured sand for some reason. It's because you don't have the sand one set. And I've unpaused all of you. I don't want all of you. I just want 2 of you going. Yes, you didn't have the sand one set, even though you had sand sat on the belt. Okay, well, now we're making slabs again. Right, cool. Next time, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have enjoyed, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, all those amazing things. I will see you next time in Captain of Industry. And as always, thank you very much for joining me.